Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're going to discuss another topic about Buddhism. So, this is what is really suffering is. Suffering, we're talking a lot about suffering. Um, we can hear many sermons live and many sermons available in YouTube, internet, uh, Viber, WhatsApp, Zoom. So, if we hear that much of talking about Buddhism, so why can't we attain those margapalas or the sainthoods, those status, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami? So there are many clips available. So there is something wrong, right? So either what they're talking about is wrong, or we didn't understand anything what they're talking about. So let's take the first one. Okay, what is really suffering? The Supreme Buddha was talking about. Is that really the suffering I feel somebody hit me, or suffering I feel my mom is dead, suffering I feel when I didn't get my promotion expected, or suffering I feel when my house got broken, or suffering I feel when I divorced with my wife, or suffering I feel the girl when we broke up, or the suffering I feel when my child is sick. So those sufferings, they they really feel, it is available everywhere. So anybody can feel that. So is that suffering the Buddha was talking about? So if that is the one, the suffering has been understood by even dogs. They feel terrible when they get hit. uh, Anybody in the world, even these beggars or these um, and everybody, they know that is even not even Buddhists, or this non other Catholics or Christians or Muslims, Hindus. So everybody knows about it. So, but Buddha said this Four Noble Truth is only available in Buddhism. Those who listen to me, I mean to Buddha, or those who listen to somebody got that knowledge from Buddha, can understand this noble truth of suffering. That's not like just suffering. Because I'll tell you one example. Before our Buddha, there was a Buddha called Kashyapa Supreme Buddha. In the Kashyapa Supreme Buddha's time, our Bodhisattva, it means our Buddha before he was enlightened. So he was born, and then he became a monk under Kashyapa Buddha. And then Kashyapa Buddha, so he did all this preaching like our Supreme Buddha, the Gautama Supreme Buddha. But that monk, particular monk, our Bodhisattva, then he has been practicing all this Dhamma, but he couldn't attain any Margapala or any status, the sainthoods of Sotapanna, Sakadagami. He couldn't do anything. So it was a really puzzle for him, and then he went to Buddha and asked from Kashyapa Buddha, Venerable Sir, I have been practicing everything what you have been telling me, and without failing, all the disciplines and everything. But why I can't attain any Margapada or any this status, stream enter or anything? So Kashyapa Buddha replied, you can't. So that monk was surprised, and he replied, why I can't do that? So the Kashyapa Supreme Buddha replied, because you are going to be the next Buddha, means the Gautama Buddha after me. the next Supreme Buddha is going to be you. So that's why you can't understand this Dhamma, because Supreme Buddhas, they themselves find the way, they themselves understand the reality. So all the wisdoms, they themselves, they understand. So they can't get it from somebody else. So Kashyapa Buddha said that you can't understand this Dhamma because you are going to be the next Buddha. So once I was, then Bodhisattva said, okay. So then he went on, and then he became enlightened in this. We got our Gautama Buddha, and the expression he made right after his enlightenment was really interesting, because he said, I never heard this Dhamma before. I never saw this Dhamma before. This is the first time ever in my samsara I understood this Dhamma. I never heard this before. Okay, so he goes like, Pubbe anunusesu dhammesu chakku mudapadi. Likewise, he goes, that's expression, the English meaning is that I never listened to this Dhamma. I never understood this Dhamma. So if it is the situation, if it is the case, so he heard that Dhamma, when he was born in Kashyapa Buddha's time. You reckon if that time, if somebody goes and asks him, Venerable Sir, if I hit you, what do you think? Do you think it's going to hurt you? Then do you reckon he would reply, no, I'm really not sure. Or if somebody asks him, what do you think if your mom dies? So you reckon he's going to reply, don't know. You reckon? Because our Supreme Buddha said he never understood that Dhamma before till his enlightenment. He never. In his samsara, entire samsara, nothing. So that's really interesting. So, okay, and he goes like, if anybody understands these Four Noble Truths, either it is from me, it means from Gautama Buddha, or from somebody who listened to him, or that chain. So apart from that, there's no way they can understand this noble truth of suffering. So all these non-Buddhist, let's say Christians or Catholics, Hindus, Muslims, if you go and ask them, let's say for example, this is an example only, let's say for a Muslim gentleman. So if you ask, hey, let's say Imran, hey Imran, what do you think what do you feel when your mom dies? So you reckon he says, I'm really not sure, man. I have no idea. You reckon? If you ask, what do you think if your daughter gets sick? What do you think if your house get robbed? What do you think if you lose your job? What do you think if you don't get your promotion? What do you think if your wife divorces you? So do you think they say, no, man, I'm really not sure. I really don't know. You reckon that will be the answer? No, so it means they understood that. So does it mean that they understand noble truth of suffering? It's not right. But do you understand the fact that the noble truth of suffering is not the one we feel? I mean, if somebody punched my face, then it hurts me. That's not dukkha the Buddha was talking about. That happens to anybody, even for animals. So because if you're gonna hit the dog, then the dog's gonna scream and run. So the dog understands that. So does it mean that the dog understood the noble truth of suffering? No. So that's why I say the noble truth is suffering is not the suffering this externally we feel. That is the wisdom. So in next clip, I'll explain you what is exactly the noble truth of suffering. So that's it for today. Bye for now. Terwan Sarna.